So did I be joined on the podcast this week by Diarmuid O'Sullivan, Cork hurling legend, obviously, to discuss this weekend's All-Ireland Senior Hurling Championship final between Cork and Tipperary. I suppose the obvious question first is, Diarmuid, are you looking forward to this Sunday?
Yeah, I think Matt. Look, ever since the final whistle went in the semi final, I think every Cork supporter has been, the clock. Even though you never wish away time, I think every Cork supporter has been, just waiting for this Sunday to come. And I know it's early in the week, but it's just the excitement, the sheer will of wanting to get to Dublin to support the team. It's going to be a big weekend.
I suppose, does this kind of bring back memories for yourself? Obviously, you were part of the team that won the All-Ireland in 2005 as well. So all the build-up, does that bring back kind of memories?
Yeah, look, that's probably the only thing where there's similar at the moment is the build up. Uh, Obviously the game has changed, everything else around the game has changed, but the similarities of the build up have remained the same. You're trying to, you know, like it's very hard, unfortunately, for the Cork players at the moment to keep the what's the word I'm looking for? I suppose there's a lot of noise there, right? There's a lot of noise. There's expectation. There's huge expectation. Obviously the old enemies in the way, but for Pat and his management team and the players to be able to keep a lid on that, it's a tough thing to do. But if you were looking for an example then of who does it best, it's probably Patrick Horgan. Like if you look at Patrick Horgan, all the talk will be about Patrick Horgan when he finally get over the line, when he get it. But Patrick is incredible. He seems to be able to encompass himself in this bubble, and everything outside the bubble doesn't affect him. And I think a lot of the younger players will be leaning on his experience over the last number of weeks again, just to get them over, get them through the next couple of days, because obviously the game is paramount for players.
You talked about Patrick Horgan there, like even with age, he still has, I think, over 70% shot accuracy this season overall. He scored at obviously Cork's top scorer as well. It seems like he's improving with age as well. Do you kind of feel that from this year?
Oh, he look, his shot percentage is really high. But I suppose Patrick has changed his game over the last number of years. Patrick has now realised that the quality of player around him are equally as good a finisher or finishers as what Patrick is himself. Because look, his record is standalone. He's the highest scorer. He's the highest scorer of all time across the championship, across the National Hurling League. His record speaks for himself. But I think Patrick has adjusted his game now because he has realised it does the full responsibility of getting the score we needed does not have to fall to me the whole time, because obviously he has Alan and Brian beside him. He has Decky outside him. He has Shane Barrett. He has huge options now. So his ability to use the ball and keep others in play when the option isn't on it's been a huge help to him. And I think the guys have added to that, and I think they've given him confidence that he knows if he gives them the ball, that look, the result is going to be the same.
And you talked about the forwards around Patrick Horgan this year and the whole team in general. Is this kind of the best crop players that Cork have had in a long while in trying to win the All Ireland?
If you go through the squad in depth, like there is a seriously talented group there. Okay, you have Shamey, Connor, and Patrick, who are obviously the elder statesmen of the group. But even you just reflect on Connor there for a second. The games he has come in and the games he has taken part in. He's given an impetus to Cork every time he's come on the field again, and he's given them the advantage. So, like, you have your three elder statesmen, but after that, the average age of the panel is quite good. So Matt, look, Cork hurling is in a good place. There's a really good squad there. Pat has a big call to make. Obviously, the word in the street is Shamey will be fit to take his place in the squad. Fit to start, obviously, is another question. But like, someone's going to be extremely disappointed to be left out of the match to 26 again. So the squad there's healthy competition there. Even the extended panel players there who played in their club league finals this weekend, like, they're quality players. So it's the squad is in a good place, yes.
And I suppose you mentioned like the impact from the bench there in Conor Lehan, obviously another few players, Shane Kingston scoring two off the bench the last day as well, doing brilliant in the last few games. But even if you look at the other side with Tip, Oisin O'Donoghue has been a revelation this year off the bench. So the bench will be important on Sunday, I'd imagine.
Oh, come here. Like, yeah, you mentioned Ocean O'Donoghue, but they've obviously Noel McGrath coming into the team as well. Like, if there's any two players that are symbolic to Tipperary hurling, it's two McGraths. Like, I have huge admiration and respect for Noel and John McGrath. And as you said, you throw young O'Donoghue in there as well. Um, they they have depth. They have depth. Some will argue it's not the levels aren't the same. They don't go as deep as the Cork levels, but each one of them Tipperary players are impacting for Liam Cal every time he brings them on the field.
And you look at even some of the Cork players that have made big impacts this year, especially around the defensive line. Patrick Collins and goals really improved. Sean O'Donoghue's arguably been an all-star form. Like the defence has really improved as the season has gone. Do you kind of feel that as well?
Yeah, and look, to be fair, you mentioned to you like it's funny you mentioned Sean O'Donoghue. Not only is he kind of nailed on for an All-Star, I think Sean O'Donoghue deserves to be in a conversation for Hurler of the Year, to be honest with you. Sean's performances have been outstanding. Um, when Niall has played, like you look at Damien came in against Limerick. What did Damien Callahan do? It was absolutely exceptional for a guy who hadn't played championship in over 14 months. Diarmuid has come on at various different times. You've lost Robert Downey at times. Cormac O'Brien was in the team as has got out injured. Like you've the couple of constants in Owen and Mark Coleman. Okay, plus your 9, 10 deep options there for a defensive line. So you have to perform.
And you look at even the fact in the semi-final, Cork got, I think, 2-5 off Patrick Collins' puck out to the second half. Then they kind of changed it up and got
Yeah,
3-8 off turnovers. Like that ability to
yeah,
change, like Collins' puck outs and the work rate as well. Both of them seem to be going very, very well this year too.
yeah. Look, Cork. Cork have worked extremely hard, and you can see this. You can see the results of the puck out. It's just not a one season wonder. It has taken Cork a number of seasons to kind of, I won't say perfect it because they never perfect it, but the options around their puck out are a big, big plus. Patrick will need to conduct everything. If Cork are to be successful again at the weekend, Patrick will need to be, he's going to be central to that because, as we know, each keeper will have the ball in his hand 40 to 50 times. So if Cork can, as you said, 2-5 in the first half, then as you said, they switched up to sheer work rate. But it's for Cork to be in the right show, Patrick would have to be extremely sharp. He will obviously have to have multiple options, multiple runners looking for balls. So it's not just about him pucking out the ball; it's the decisions that are being made further out the field. And I think if you look at the way the Cork structure and the Cork puck out structure works, I think Shane Barrett is central to that. Okay, he's young, but the way in rugby you have a line out, you have a captain, you have a line out captain, a guy who calls the line outs, who orchestrates the line outs. I suppose Shane is the puck out captain in the Cork, while he's the vice captain, he's a puck out captain within the Cork setup, and you can see, you know, a lot of the stuff has been run through him and the type of puck out the Cork are using.
Suppose as well, like yeah, another kind of aspect to this game. When you look at Cork's full forward line, you mentioned that earlier on. Horgan, Hayes, Connolly, like every chance kind of Connolly gets, he kind of takes. I think he's converted 13 out of 18 shots across the whole championship this year, so that is going to be a plus for Cork.
Huge plus. Look, any guy who can do that is worth his weight in gold. But the only thing with Allen, I think Allen has to do a small bit more without the ball. While he's very, very good on the ball, I think Allen has to do a small bit more when Cork are out of possession, just to aid Cork in getting the ball back. If it's only pushing out 10, 15 yards, condensing the field, even with Patrick and Allen, Brian Hayes is exceptional at it. Brian Hayes is exceptional when Cork are on the ball and when they're without the ball. And to be fair, Decky Dalton and Young Doddsy are the same. They're exceptional at squeezing the field, cutting out opportunities. So if Patrick and Allen can condense that space a small bit more, give midfield and defenders an opportunity to sit back, Cork could be very hard to beat.
When you look at Cork's kind of journey to the final this year, the Munster final against Limerick was seen as a turning point in terms of the performance level there. Against Dublin, their shooting accuracy went way up, 76%.
Way up.
What do you think was kind of the turning point in terms of performance for Cork this year? Was the Limerick game in the Munster final or the Dublin game in the semi?
You could probably go back a bit further than that. Excuse me. Even if you go back to the Gaelic grounds the first night, like Cork were overwhelmed and overran by Limerick, right? And there was a lot of talk and a lot of speculation about what Cork had done, what they had done, what Limerick had done, what they hadn't done. But I think ultimately it was the wake up call that Cork needed. I think it re-galvanized them, it reorganized them. Obviously Cork needed to get their best players back fully fit and available. So once Pat realigned it and steadied the ship there, I think made huge progress. So I think that was that was the reset that Cork needed was that night in Limerick. And I think since that, Cork have been steadily improving in all facets of their game since, as you said, their puck out retention has come up. The amount of opposition puck outs they've won, their turnover rate, their scoring ratio, everything has gone up. So that doesn't happen by chance. There was something, that reset was hit, and Cork have obviously gone back to their KPIs or their metrics. Said, guys, this is our standard where we are. We didn't meet that standard. We need to fight. We need to get ourselves back and get ourselves reorganized and re-energized here. And I think credit to everyone who was involved in that turnaround. I think they've managed to do it.
You look at the other side as well, like Tips full forward. Like we talk about Cork's full forward, like, but Tips is equally as threatening. Jason Ford, 80% shot accuracy this year across the whole championship. Darren McCarthy, when he has played, has been brilliant. So is John McGrath in terms of
Yeah.
goalkeeping as well. What do you think the matchups will be in the Cork defence? I know Sean O'Donoghue went on Darren McCarthy the last time out. Obviously, Darren got sent off before the game even started. But what do you think the matchups will be on Sunday?
Look, obviously Tipperary lost McCarthy in the last, but Jason Ford was really, really busy inside in the full forward, and it was a 1-5 or 1-6 maybe that he hit. John McGrath got 1-2. Like John McGrath is okay. You have your Jason Ford, you have young McCarthy, but it's John McGrath I'd worry about, because John McGrath gets more satisfaction not only of scoring, but John McGrath's assist rate is through the roof. If you look down through his career, so John McGrath is an exceptional player. He's exceptionally talented. He sees things that other players don't see. So that's why McCarthy and Jason Ford and these guys are really benefiting from his experience and his ability to play key passes and assist scores. So if I was a betting man, you probably will have Niall O'Leary pick up John McGrath, possibly Owen Downey Owen will probably pick up Jason Ford, similar to last game, and obviously Sean would pick up young McCarthy.
So we talked about matchups, we talked about the aspects of the game, but the main kind of question: do you think Cork can do it on Sunday?
I think there's a weight of expectation, Matt. Right, it's hard to believe, right, that this time 20 years ago we were okay. It was a small bit later in the year, but we were preparing for an All Ireland final. It's hard to believe it that it's been that long since Cork have been successful. It's there's a whole generation of youngsters out there have yet to see Cork win, and that's frightening for a county of our size. It's absolutely frightening. The weight of expectation is huge. If Cork keep their feet firmly on the ground and keep the outside noise out and apply themselves like they have since the reset of the first Limerick game, I think it could be, well, it won't be as clear cut as what people will make out. I've no doubt Cork have the ammunition to be successful.
We've all hope that Cork will do it on Sunday, obviously. Thank you, Norbert, for your time on the podcast this week, and enjoy the game on Sunday.
Brilliant, Matt. Thank you. Really appreciate it.